welcome to the Ant-Man channel. It is Friday the 20th of December 2013, and I'm your host, Ant-Man. And I've got a bunch of news that's just coming in, like, just flowing right now, of just nothing but Duck Dynasty news. And I've got like 3 articles I could read here pretty quick. Well, one is just a video, but it's titled, I Like This Lesbian, Camille Paglia. Anti-Duck Dynasty Crusade, Utterly Fascist and Stalinist. This is by the Clash Daily. On Thursday's Laura Ingraham radio show, liberal feminist professor and columnist Camille Paglia slams the backlash over the controversial remarks made by Duck Dynasty standout Phil Robertson. And yeah, she just kind of goes on and says that she just pretty much blows the whistle on you guys, and she says, wow, you guys are not making us look good at all. And she's right, by the way. You guys totally do look out of your minds. But, hey, let's be reasonable here. We know why. Because, well, I won't say it. But here we go. Gay writing. Duck Dynasty's drama says more about gay bigotry than Phil's, by Clash Daily. This is by Brandon Ambrosino on the Clash Daily. There are 2 notable differences between the Pope's view on sex and Phil's. First, the Pope is a trained philosopher and has undoubtedly spent countless hours examining, challenging, and refining his views. Phil, if we are to take his brief statement on homosexuality as representative of his position, seems to hold a view of on sex that manages to reduce the entire orthodox understanding of desire down to nothing more than a juvenile touche equal bad vagina equal good. Oh, tushy equal bad vagina equal good. Oh, you learn how to read. The second difference has to do with tone. In fairness to Phil, the tone of his off-the-cuff statements may not accurately represent his philosophy on this issue, but I do think it's a fair representation of what many see as his southern charm. There's a way to disagree with majority opinion without coming across as disagreeable. The Pope knows how to do this. Phil does not. As a result, we respect Papa and shame Phil. Oh, I guess. Well, just to be honest, I like the Duck Dynasty show. I think those guys are cool. But let's just be honest, their theology's bad, and yeah, you shouldn't take them too seriously. You kind of act like jerks sometimes on the show, and I'm like, that's not very Christian. But they have the same view. I like them. They have a open mind. They speak their mind, and they're really cool. You gotta like that. You gotta respect that, I think. And they're for America. They're for just being old school American, and I like that conservative type thing. Anyways, for the record, I'm undecided on whether or not I think Phil actually is homophobic, although I certainly think his statement was offensive, and not only to the LGBT community, but I also think that if I were to spend a day calling ducks with Phil, I'd probably end up liking him. Even in spite of his position on gay men, it's quite possible to throw one's political support behind traditional heterosexual marriage and yet not be bigoted. Well, I have the same opinion as Phil, only I'm not as crude as he is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say something like that, but that is just like, that just points to what kind of character that guy is. That guy's just off the wall. He's his own, he's him, but I'm just gonna go with that, because seriously, just take it as, you can't take a joke, that's just the easy way to put it here. I'm reminded of something Bill Maher said during the height of the Paula Deen controversy. Do we always have to make people go away? I think the question applies in this situation too. Why is our go-to-political strategy for beating our opponents to silence them? Why is our go-to-political strategy for beating our opponents to silence them? Why do we dismiss rather than engage them? Excuse me. One of the biggest pop culture icons of today just took center stage to educate us about sexuality. I see this as an opportunity to further the discussion, to challenge his limited understanding of human desire, to engage with him and his rather sizable audience, most of whom, by the way, probably shares his views, and to rise above the endless sea of tweet hate to help move our LGBT conversations to where they need to go. G.K. Chesterton said that bigotry is an incapacity to conceive seriously the alternative to a proposition If he is right, and he usually is, then I wonder if the Duck Dynasty fiasco says more about our bigotry than Phil's. Yeah. So he says an incapacity to conceive seriously the alternative to a proposition. What? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do. Help me out here. But I just see that it's just kind of like, why is it a big deal when, I don't really see anything hateful, and I don't see why there has to be politically correct terms for everything, like homophobe, and, like, you can't just automatically choose something like that. I kind of take that offensive, like, it's like kind of calls my pride out a little bit. It kind of, like, makes me see in myself that I still have a little bit of pride, because someone calls me a homophobe, you're like telling me I'm afraid of you? Like, I'm not afraid of you. I think respect is something that should be earned, you know what I mean? And I don't need to respect everybody if I don't want to. And, and that doesn't mean that I'm not peaceful either, I try to, be peaceful with everybody, but respect is like I don't know, I think that's a very virtuous thing, though, to hold on to, and you can't just dismiss that. And my beliefs are beliefs, and that's that I'm for a man and a woman getting married, and that's it. And everything else to me is not right with God. So that's what I stand on. And here we go, right? More BS from gay fascists. Lesbian boss fired me for being straight, by Clash Daily. By Julia Marsh. A married heterosexual gym teacher at a Tony Upper West Side private school was fired because his lesbian supervisor disapproved of his traditional family status. The canned teacher claims in a new Manhattan lawsuit. Gregory Kenny, 50 years old, taught gym at the Trinity School on West 91st Street for 16 years before he was let go in June 2012. Kenny, who lives with his wife and 3 young children in LI, says he was a well-liked employee at the elite institution that counts Truman Capote, Ivanka Trump, and Eric Schneiderman as alumni until a gay athletic director named Pat Krieger took over in 2009. Excuse me, stumbling and bumbling. But okay, yeah. So that's all the news. But I'm just saying, yes, there's fascism here. I'm calling a foul here. And that is that why does the gay community get to use their voice, and then whenever Christians use their voice for what they believe in, it's called bigotry, it's called hate, it's called, and those are not, that's not right, because I'm not hateful, I'm just standing on my belief. Like, you really believe that you're gay? I really believe that there's a God, and that I have to answer to him one day, and that and I'm accountable for all the things that I do. And I know that I'm not saved by my works, but I do it because I know that God actually became a person for me and then had to die just to save me. I think that is well, they say the fruit of salvation is repentance. That is how you know you're a Christian. And I know I am. I may not be perfect, but hey, you guys, I do this because I want to inform you, and you should be informed. So go out there and don't believe me, but look for yourself all around you. And God bless. Peace.